I gotta tell you something, guys. TikTok is fucked. It is literally chock full of so much propaganda. It's not TikTok's fault. I'm talking about American TikTok, not Chinese TikTok. It is chock full of so much Chinese propaganda, just like YouTube is, but even worse because of the ease of uploading an entire propaganda channel that's already been made in China onto TikTok. I'm not joking, within 15 minutes, I was fed 50 propaganda accounts, Chinese propaganda accounts. Wow. And there are thousands of them out there, and they just continually bombard you. What they're trying to do is, if there's any dissenting opinion on there, for one dissenting opinion, there's 100 pro-CCP opinions. And it bombards you as an impressionable person.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to understand, that's where China can win. They've got the numbers, okay, when it comes to swaying opinions. Because if you've got one person telling the truth, but 100 people telling a lie, you're probably going to start thinking that one person is incorrect. And that's how they win. The thing is, they're not very good at it, okay, most of the time, because it's sloppy. But, they're getting more sophisticated, and it is getting to a point now where it's very difficult. The lines are being blurred. But you have to understand that there's a massive amount of coordination, and it's state-backed as well.
Yes.
And if not state-backed, it's encouraged.
Right,
by the state.
Go ahead.
So what you're dealing with here is you're dealing with a massive coordinated effort of the Chinese government, Chinese nationalists. They call them Zhegang Wu Mao, the people that do it, out of their own... I'll quickly break it down for you. You've got a lot of especially young people in China who are very disenfranchised, okay? And they are concerned that they are not making an impact, as all young people want. We all want to feel special. We all want to put our mark in the world. We all want to be able to have some self-worth. And they're finding themselves in a situation where the only thing that they can actually put any pride or stock in is the fact that they were born in China, the fact that they are Chinese, their nationality. Because they're not seeing that they're having an impact elsewhere in life. They may be failing at jobs, they're failing at romantic, romance, they're failing at a lot of things. So what they look at is what they have, the one intangible thing that they have, which they didn't earn, by the way. Being born in a country is not an achievement. You know what I mean?
No.
You were born on a piece of dirt in wherever it was, okay? And then you got to deal with it, obviously. But that's their only big achievement they've ever done, which is not something they did themselves.
No.
So latching on to the fact that you are whatever nationality is like the weakest thing anyway.
Sure.
Because, like I said, you didn't earn it.
In any country,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You didn't earn it. But they see that as the only valuable thing in their life, the only thing of value that they represent. So to be nationalistic and to go out and fight for your country and fight for, be patriotic and stuff is really the only thing that they feel worthy doing. And that's why they're very happy to jump up, be very nationalist, go out there and fight this war of propaganda for free.
Can I make a distinction, though?
Sure.
You're absolutely correct. This is what you're talking about in the person that's up here, probably.
Yeah.
I am coming across content that is absolutely not people making up their own minds about this.
Yeah, that's why I say that's part of it. It's a big state thing.
It is.
Massively state. People are being paid to do this.
Yeah.
Foreigners are being paid to do this a lot. Okay, specifically
you wouldn't believe what we've been uncovering.
Yeah. Remember last week we showed you that woman who was like, I'm British, but it's so much worse here than in China. That kind of thing. Those are people that are being paid.
Yeah.
But not only do you have the state and you have all these paid actors, but you also have people that are very willingly being, a part of this because that's, like I said, it's all they got, really. Right.
So this one, it could be state because this one's quite big, but this this guy keeps coming up, right, when I go through my feed. This is not scary. I'm saving the scary stuff for my video, obviously.
Yeah, it's fun.
This is one that this guy keeps popping up is because his arguments are so stupid and so bad. This is one of the worst ones I saw. Wait till you hear his pitch for why it's okay for China to copy other countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's figure it out. Let's take a look. We'll get out of the picture here and we'll play this.
These people love to copy, and I can tell you the honest answer. Yes, we love to copy because copy from others is the best and fastest way to grow and learn. Imagine if you were 20 years ago, you are Chinese, you're poor and eager to make money. You can take a high risk to make an innovative company, or you can just look at America and there was a company called Amazon. You just copy and implement that in China. And that is the easy and fastest way to succeed. I still remember Steve Jobs said something like, good artists copy and great artists steal. So we have no shame on copying from others. This is Philip in China.
Okay, first of all, I want to point one thing out here. He cited Steve Jobs as saying something to legitimize his argument.
This is so common.
Okay, but I'd like to ask you, was Steve Jobs an innovator in any way, shape, or form? Did he just copy? I mean, a lot of people are going to say Apple copied a lot of stuff, but obviously not. He innovated a lot of things, at least especially the way to present, just the way to present things.
Yes.
This guy's logic, okay, is that we shouldn't innovate, just copy. But then, why would you do that? You could be the next Steve Jobs. What's his name? Steven in China or something? Philip in China, whatever, so random name. Okay, Philip in China. You will never be the next Steve Jobs.
Oh, by the way, he knows who we are. He's called us out in his TikToks before.
Good.
So speak to him. Yeah. Speak to Philip.
Philip, you will never be the next Steve Jobs because you can't innovate. If you think copying is the best way to do things, you won't be the next Bill Gates. You won't be the next Elon Musk. You won't be the next. Put a big name in there. And sure, everyone could say they copied things themselves, but that's not the case. There's a lot of innovation going on there. You know, innovation is important. And once you've copied everything, then what are you going to do? If you don't have innovation to start off with and creativity, you can never, you can copy everything and then you're stuck.
I think there's a lot of good stuff to unpack here. And what we can see, Philip's argument is something that's shared with a lot of Chinese people. It's this idea that if you copy, then it's good enough. Because this is his mentality. Let everyone else do the hard work.
Yeah.
Take the risk, go out there. They have their inventions. They need to get their patents. They need to fight in a capitalist market. Make sure that people are not undercutting them. Get on top of everything, marketing, all this kind of stuff. Let them do everything. Finish it. And then copy it and use it in the domestic market in China. Because what's going to happen when you do that is you're going to be protected.
Yes.
That company can't sue you. They can't come after you. What you can do is even have a worse version of that product. So let's just say, I don't know, Taobao. Yeah. Right? It's like a copy of eBay or whatever.
Sure.
You can have a worse version of that product. Or let's just say a bike. Like there's some like really cool bike that somebody invents and then you make a shit version of it. Nobody's going to come after you. You're going to be able to profit massively under government protection because you're a domestic brand now within China. And then you yourself gets to profit off of that. However, you're also, Philip, in your other videos talking about how China is going to be the future of the world. It's going to be the #1 country in the entire world. They're going to lead the world. Everyone else is just jealous. China is not going to be the leader of the world with that logic, Philip. And I'll tell you why. Unless your military is going to go around and start taking bases and actually aggravatingly like assault other countries and take over territory and control them, then China will never, ever be a world power for 2 reasons. Number 1, they're not cool. In your video right here, you're using a cover of a Linkin Park song.
Yeah.
And talking about how it's awesome to copy. And not only that, you're taking your inspiration from a Westerner.
Yeah, from Steve Jobs.
So what you've done is you've dropped yourself a few rungs already, Philip. What you're saying is that China is so far below the rest of the world that all they can do is steal, not improve upon. That's where you're wrong. To steal and then use within your own domestic market, which is protected. Yeah. So that's why China will fail ultimately. And this is what breaks my heart about China is it can't be a world power because it doesn't innovate or make anything that the world wants, and it's not cool. China's not cool. You have to be cool. You have to make cool entertainment, cool products.
You need to be using, your own music.
Yes.
That's the thing about these TikTok propaganda things that I've seen. They all use Western music.
Correct.
It's like, they'll be like, oh, look at how bad America is and stuff, but they're using American music. They'll be using some soppy song, piano music or something that's a Western, song. And let's face it, he's wearing Western design, he's using
he wears all kinds of,
whatever.
Look at his other
he's
stuff.
using Western technology to film this, all that kind of stuff. He's using a Western platform now, TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, he's using a VPN to go on TikTok to talk about how awesome China is at copying.
So, I mean, like you said, you've already set yourself back a hell of a lot right there. And why are you idolizing Steve Jobs? Surely there's a Chinese equivalent of Steve Jobs. Oh, wait, no, there isn't. That's because there's no innovation in China. Jack Ma is not a good example.
We're going to talk about Elon Musk today. We think he's made some errors, but he's by and large a very intelligent man, right? watch his interview with Jack Ma, and you can see what a real leader looks like versus somebody that's an absolute piece of shit, if I'm totally honest.
Copy man.
I don't hate Jack Ma, but his theories are so shitty on every aspect of life.
Sure.
He's basically very similar to what Philip is saying here.
Yeah.
You can't base your nation's ideology on copying and making something worse and then protecting yourself from competition. That's not how the world operates.
Yeah.
The wall, man.
All right, look at that. Yeah. It sounded like Austin Powers. It kind of did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. He's like, what? He's a real barrel of laughs. You'll see what I'm talking about here.
This is Buddha fighting on behalf of the CCP. This is Kami Buddha's
Yeah, it's Kami Buddha's. It's like shooting out.
Uno reverse card. Oh wow! Oh, Zorro showed up.
And then he like electrocutes them with.
What was that?
And then I don't know what's with these.
What is happening?